I'll just follow me. They went for Earth Power. They missed Smeargle. Oh, I got an evasiveness. Oh my god, I got an evasiveness boost with Moody and I didn't even notice. And they missed both of their attacks into Smeargle. That's nuts. They're not going for Rock Slide. Do I go Charizard after all? Yeah. Alright, I guess I go Charizard. Hello. Last Sunday night, a week ago, I did my very first ever Twitch stream. And I was playing VGC 2018 on Pokemon Showdown, which of course is featured right now for the month of July. It is one of the past gen spotlight ladders over here. I made a video a week ago where I tried out Mega Gengar, and then on stream I tried some teams built around Mega Charizard Y, Mega Charizard X, Mega Kangaskhan, and Mega Manectric. Unless I'm forgetting something, I think I tried 5 teams total because I used 2 different ones with Charizard Y. And then I planned to keep going, but I changed my mind because the ladder was pretty dead. It was taking more than 5 minutes to find a game, so I decided to get back to it another time. Unfortunately, like I said, it was my very first time streaming on Twitch, and I didn't realize that there's something I had to click in the settings so that the VOD would be saved, and otherwise it wouldn't. So the VOD is gone, but I decided just for now to get a few more games with each of the teams that I tried out that night so that they're not just lost to history, because I actually really enjoyed a couple of them. So sometimes I backload these things. I sort of build to my favorite tech or favorite idea over time. I'm going to flip that this time. We're just going to lead right off with the team that I enjoyed playing most in that stream a week ago. And it was this Mega Charizard Y team here. Another one from Toronto, but that is a coincidence. This was used by Alex Collins to get top 8 at the Toronto Regional, I assume, in the 2018 season. And you can see it uses Mega Charizard Y. Because all the EVs and stuff are here, the pace is going to get cut off in my scene. But let me see what you can see. The Venusaur, you can see the Venusaur has Grass Pledge and the Charizard has Fire Pledge, so they are able to set up the Sea of Fire. We'll talk about that a little more in a second. The Charizard has Focus Blast as its Tactus and IP trend. The other Charizard Y team that I'll try has Hidden Power Ground, which is obviously more accurate, but I did land... I was going to say I landed the only Focus Blast that I clicked on stream. I think that's not true. I think I clicked it twice, but they protected one of the 2 times. But I never missed a Focus Blast. So it was a nice anti-Heatran tech. The Venusaur's other moves are Sludge Bomb, Sleep Powder, and Protect. The Cresselia has Trick Room, Ice Beam, Psychic, and Moonlight with the Psychium Z, so it can click Shattered Psyche. Notably, I figured out during the stream that Shattered Psyche from Cresselia almost one-shot boosted Kommo-o. So Kommo-o, when it's used Clangorous Soul Blaze to boost all its stats, almost drops to Shattered Psyche. Just need a little bit of damage on it beforehand. And I played one very satisfying game on stream where I led Charizard Venusaur. I set up the Sea of Fire Pledge combo. I got, I think, 3 turns of chip on Kommo-o from that, though I didn't need all 3, I don't think. And then Cresselia knocked it out, and I had the Cresselia Snorlax Trick Room mode in the back and was able to close out the game with that because Cresselia was able to remove Kommo-o so effectively. One other thing to be alert to with this team is one way that I was very badly misusing it on stream, and now I know better. I forgot, and I wish I still had the recording of the rant that I went on when I figured this out mid-game, but I forgot for my first few games with this team that Dynamic Speed was a new change in Generation 8, which of course was the first generation that I picked up VGC. I forgot that Dynamic Speed wasn't a thing before that. What I mean by Dynamic Speed is, in Generation 7, with one exception, move order is locked in once the turn starts. In Generation 8, move order can change on the fly mid-turn. So let's say I have Tornadus and a Kyogre on the field in Regulation I. If I click Tailwind with Tornadus, the Tailwind kicks in for my team immediately, and Kyogre then probably gets to go before whatever the opposing Pokemon are, even if they're like Azacian and Shadow Rider Calyrex, so normally they'd be faster than Kyogre. Kyogre gets the Tailwind benefit immediately, same turn. And there are a lot of interactions like that in Gen 8 and Gen 9. I forgot that Gen 7 doesn't work like that. One thing that was mixing me up is that Mega Evolution specifically was changed in Gen 7. In Gen 6, if a Mega Pokemon speed stat changes when it Mega Evolves, it does not get access to that different speed stat immediately same turn. Again, the speed is not dynamic, and so the Mega even the stat change for Mega Evolving doesn't kick in until the next turn. That's why in Smogon Singles in Gen 6, Pokemon like Beedrill and Diancie ran Protect. Because in Singles, they ran Protect. Because Mega Evolving makes them a lot faster, but it doesn't kick in until the next turn. And in the meantime, they're not taking a hit very reliably. So they use Protect to get through that one turn. That changed in Gen 7. I actually don't know off the top of my head whether Mega Charizard Y is faster than regular Charizard. I would assume it is. When I Mega Evolve it, it does get the speed boost immediately. But where I was running into trouble last night is I was taking my time to Mega Evolve Charizard. If I was under Fake Out pressure and I wanted to click Protect, I was not Mega Evolving immediately because I wanted to make the most of my Sun turns from the drought. But then it took me a couple of games to figure out why it was that on the same turn that I Mega Evolved Charizard, Venusaur was still being outsped by everything. And that's because Dynamic Speed isn't a thing yet. Venusaur's place in the move order is locked in before Charizard Mega Evolves, which means it doesn't benefit from Chlorophyll until the next turn after Charizard is Mega Evolved. So that's a mistake I'm going to be trying not to make this time, but I had a couple games where I wondered why my Venusaur was so slow, and Charizard and Mega Evolved the same turn, or I wondered how opponents were so fast that they were outspeeding Venusaur. And then mid-game I figured out, oh, it's not Dynamic Speed. Venusaur's not getting the Chlorophyll just yet. Anyway, this is a strong team. Gastrodon's kind of nice. Gives some cover from water attacks. It also has that Ice Beam to hit things like Landorus, Mo-O. I don't know what else. There's an Incineroar on this team. Yeah, my favorite game I played with this team on stream was one where I led Charizard Venusaur, set up the Pledge combo, got the Sea of Fire, and Charizard and Venusaur actually went down pretty quickly. But Snorlax is so good in this format. That's something I figured out quickly. I had Cresselia setting Trick Room, Snorlax setting up and sweeping, and again, with a little bit of Sea of Fire chip, Cresselia was able to remove the opponent's Komoa with the Shattered Psyche. So that's the team I want to start with here. Get at least a couple games with it. Actually, Team Builder, there we go. Yeah. Nothing more to check. At this point, I know this team. I'm not saying I mastered it or anything, but I'm familiar with it at this point. Some of the other teams I still did not figure out very well, but I mean, this one, at least what I understand of it is pretty straightforward. I probably don't know all the nuances of how to use this Incineroar or something, but Charizard, Venusaur, Cresselia, Snorlax, those are pretty simple modes. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to find an opponent. If it does, maybe I pause the recording and try again later. Well, we'll see. Alright, here we go. Charizard, Landorus, Aegislash, Gardevoir, Rotom, Kartana. I have not seen a team like this before. I faced a couple of teams that were on stream that were very unlike the samples. There was a Mega Aerodactyl team that just overwhelmed me with offense. I was using, I think, the other Charizard Y team that I'll show after this, and Aerodactyl just swept me. Aerodactyl and his teammates. And I also faced a Mega Abomasnow Hard Trick Room team that was much more manageable. The reason I say all that is, I don't know what the Mega is here. They have Charizard and Gardevoir. It seems to me, from what little I know of this format, that both of those want to Mega Evolve. I did face a double Mega team on stream as well. They had I faced them twice. They had Mega Charizard Y the first game, and I overwhelmed them with Scarf Landorus. And then the second game, they Mega Evolved their Venusaur. It was very tanky, it was very hard to remove, but once I got rid of it, they had Charizard in the back, and Charizard was just not strong enough without Mega Evolving, and it just kept missing KOs. And even though Venusaur had worn my team down, Charizard still wasn't getting the KOs, so I was able to beat it pretty easily once Venusaur was gone. All that to say, feels like they probably only want to bring one of their Mega eligible Pokemon. I don't know what they're going to do. I just yapped too long. I'm running out of time to think. I'll just do Charizard, Venusaur, Gastrodon, and Incineroar. I'll leave the Trick Room mode behind for this one. I think Gastrodon could be helpful into Landorus. I think Incineroar could be helpful into Kartana and Aegislash. I think this is awkward, but... So, again, keeping in mind what I said about static speed, I guess is the best term for it, non-dynamic speed. Much as I wanted to switch out here, probably get Gastrodon in, I think it might be better if I first Mega Evolve Charizard, Protect, and get Venusaur set up. And Venusaur, I do know, will not become fast this turn, but I don't think I'm too worried about that in front of these two, so I'm just going to click Sleep Powder into Landorus. But yeah, this feels very counterintuitive to my, you know, Scarlet and Violet brain. Because it feels like I want to use my Sun turns more efficiently than this. I actually can just start attacking now. The pledges are going to be a fire type attack. The Rotom could electric attack Charizard though. But it might be worth getting pledges up. But I think I'm better off going Gastrodon. And yeah, it feels like I'm being a little bit wasteful with my Sun turns. But this is what it... Oh, okay. This is what's needed to get Venusaur online here, so... I actually had a totally free pledge combo there. I don't know why they played it like that. This is not Gen 9. Ally Switch can just be clicked over and over. But I don't think they're going to do it twice in a row. They might. Okay. I have an Ice Beam into Landorus here. It wakes up. It Earthquakes. That actually did a lot. But it's gone. See, I was protecting Charizard from Landorus because I was a little bit afraid of Rock Slide. Charizard's also a little bit afraid of Rotom because I don't... The other Charizard team that I'll try has Solar Beam on Charizard, but this one doesn't. Maybe that's why it has Focus Blast, for like a little bit broader coverage at least than a Hidden Power Ground. Or because Hidden Power was such a pain to get, maybe that's why. Who knows, but... okay, Mega Gardevoir I assume. I can just Sludge Bomb it. Venusaur's still fast. I'll double up with Earth Power. I could also Sleep Powder it, but I don't think I need to. I forgot about the Ally Switch. That was pretty sloppy of me. They set Trick Room with it. Okay. That's dangerous. Especially when I don't have a good way to remove this Rotom right now and give cover for Incineroar to try to help me deal with the Gardevoir. I'm gonna Protect Venusaur. That gets through a turn of Trick Room. It also gets through the last turn of Sun. They might not have Hydro Pump on Rotom. They basically click Thunderbolt there anyway for clicking an attack. Gets me through the last turn of Sun. If it's Trick Room Mega Gardevoir, it's probably slower than Venusaur, right? But hey, I'll find out. Yeah, it is slower. Okay. Well, goodbye, Venusaur. I'll go Incineroar here. Be nice to have the sun up now, actually, because I get the boosted Flare Blitz. I had my last game on stream. I really wish I hadn't lost this footage. I had some good games. Incineroar just swept in the sun, basically. I was using Mega Manectric, so I think my opponent must have set up the sun, but Incineroar just clicked Flare Blitz into things and they dropped. Which is not how I'm used to seeing Incineroar play. They had Mega Metagross, no problem. They didn't have it for long. Hyper Voice is so scary. I guess I just fake out Gardevoir this turn. And Scald it. Burn Chip would be nice. They go Aegislash here. Bringing in Aegislash once I bring in Incineroar. They probably have like Sacred Sword, right? Well, if they want to attack, if Incineroar survives, I can do a lot back with Knockoff. They do go Blade Form. Shadow Ball Gastrodon, that does a lot. But Aegislash just drops. Don't know if that crit mattered. Blade Form's not bulky. Trick Room's over. Rotom's back. I'm just gonna Flare Blitz and Scald the Gardevoir, I think. Hyper Voice. Okay. Well, Gardevoir's gone. That does leave me with Charizard against Rotom. I'm not... Maybe I should have played that a little differently. Well, just gotta land this Focus Blast, I think. Okay, gotta do a little bit more than that. We do get the drop, though. So let's see if we land 2. Did I know that their Gardevoir was faster than Incineroar? That's what I'm looking through the log for right now. Incineroar came in, used Fake Out, and then Gardevoir switched out. So, no. I had no data. Everything resting on a Focus Miss. I know, kind of tense, isn't it? We connect. This Charizard is so good, it just doesn't miss its Focus Blasts. So that was a little sloppy at some points that game, but Charizard was able to bring it home in the end. I don't know why I have Caps Lock on. But anyway. Not this team's best work. Or not my best work with this team. I shouldn't blame the team. I'm still a very amateurish player at this format. I was saying in the lost stream that Gen 7 this is overstating it, but a little bit of a competitive black hole for me because I stopped playing Smogon OU in Gen 6 and I didn't pick up VGC until Gen 8. I did play a little bit of singles Ubers, Smogon Ubers in Gen 7. In fact, it's where I got the inspiration for the VGC Legends series where I build a team around a different legendary Pokemon each day because, as I've said before, in Smogon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon Ubers, I was just doing that for myself to pass time without recording it or anything. Few years ago, just to kill some time over a summer. But this is probably the generation that I've played third least competitive, behind only Gens 1 and 2. I didn't touch competitive Pokemon at all until Gen 3 was current gen, all the way back on Net Battle. Anyway, this is a Mega Salamence team. I'd like to bring my Trick Room stuff against it. I'm just going to do Charizard, Venusaur, Snorlax, Cresselia. I know that mode, I like that mode. I don't know if it's best here. Playing with Z moves and Mega Evolution is a lot of fun. I've never, of course, before this ladder came up, I never played a VGC format with either of those mechanics. Alright, I'll Mega Evolve and protect my yeah. Yeah, I saw Venusaur take a lot from an Earthquake last game. I'll just Mega Evolve and protect both around this Fake Out pressure. Again, Mega Evolving turn 1. Not what I was doing before, but then I figured out why my Venusaur was so slow. I lose Charizard to Rock Slide if I just leave it in here, right? But I don't think there's anyone I want to switch in. I think I just let Charizard go down swinging, to be honest. Venusaur being Chlorophyll boosted means the Pledge combo should go off before anything else. Oh, yeah, I can just get a Fire Pledge into Landorus that way. Okay, they protect it. Does that mean I don't get the Sea of Fire? I think it does. They Flare Blitz Venusaur. Knock it down to its Sash. I can go for it again. They can preserve their Landorus if they want, but I think it's worth it. I think the pledge damage is really valuable. They also do let me have the Landorus. Obviously Incineroar, I think Incineroar won't take pledge damage. I think fire types are immune. But the pledge damage can be really valuable, especially with their Cresselia here in the back. As I can go Snorlax or I can go to my Cresselia. I'm gonna go Snorlax. Gives me a bit more offensive pressure. Maybe I'd actually rather have Cresselia against the Salamence. I could switch. I think I'm okay with switching. Let's Heat Wave. Switch to Cresselia. They Mega Evolve. They Dragon Dance. Okay. Scary. I've actually only faced special Mega Salamence so far, I think. I haven't seen a Dragon Dance variant before. I'm going to Heat Wave. And I'm going to Trick Room. I think it's ideal for me if they feel pressured to knock out Charizard here, because then I can get the Trick Room up and get Snorlax in. They actually don't. So I'm going to have Charizard in Trick Room, but it's going to be slower than Salamence. Sun is gone. Incineroar just switched in. It can Fake Out. I'm going to click, but I'm just going to, it can only Fake Out one Pokemon. I think either KO here is worth it. I'm going to click Focus Blast into Incineroar, and I'm going to click Ice Beam into... Okay, they Fake Out Cresselia. Ice Beam into Salamence is not going to come out. Focus Blast does less than I'd like. It's Roost Salamence. I'll go for a Fire Pledge now. And Ice Beam Salamence again. They U-turn, so they're going to bring Cresselia in. That's going to take the Fire Pledge. Helmet's actually surviving the Ice Beam thanks to Light Screen. Goes for double edge into Charizard. That is a flying type attack, boosted by Aerolite, but because of the Ice Beam, the recoil knocks it out. Now I get Snorlax against Cresselia and Incineroar. They have Fake Out Pressure, and I'm just going to Belly Drum. They'll probably flinch me this turn, but they have Fake Out Pressure, and Trick Room's almost gone. But yeah, I think I'm fine to just click Moonlight with Cresselia. The Psychic type damage is not really that valuable into anything here. Snorlax flinches. They reverse the Trick Room. I guess Belly Drum is iffy because they can knock off. They actually haven't shown knock off, but they probably have it. I'm just gonna -1 Earthquake and Ice Beam Incineroar. They do have knockoff, so they do get rid of Snorlax's berry. I actually don't know whether Recycle will bring the berry back if I go for that, but we knock out Incineroar anyway with the -1 Earthquake. They set Trick Room back up for me for some reason, and they forfeit. So that was not the single smoothest game I've played with this team, but that's a mode that I really understand and enjoy with this team. Setting up the Sea of Fire early, playing a little aggressively. Honestly, I'm surprised at how long they let my Charizard sit on the field. And then closing it out with Cresselia and Snorlax. Very fun, very satisfying. I'll get one more with this team. This is, I think, my favorite team from this stream. This looks like a tough opponent, though. Charizard, Tyranitar, Melodic, Aegislash, Landorus, and Tapu Bulu. Very scary team all around. Not least because they can change the weather. I mean, Snorlax can probably go kind of crazy into this team, except the Aegislash is a real problem for it. Incineroar or Gastrodon, more likely Incineroar, I think, can help with that. So maybe I don't even want the Charizard Venusaur stuff in this matchup. I don't know. I think I could just do Cresselia, Snorlax, Incineroar, Gastrodon. So I'm going to try it. I haven't tried that before. Let's experiment a little bit. Feels a little bit weird to leave the Mega Charizard wide behind, but it's fine. It's not actually a restricted Pokemon, and even if it were, sometimes you leave your restricted behind. I say that because Mega Evolutions kind of feel like restricted Pokemon sometimes in how they play. It feels a little bit like a single restricted format to me. It's not completely one-to-one. That Mega Salamence team that I tried in the Skitty video, that felt a lot more like I was using a restricted Pokemon than any of the Mega Gengar teams did. Honestly, I'm down to just go for Belly Drum and Trick Room immediately. I don't know that it's going to work, but oh, yeah, they have that. Oh, they also have Will-O-Wisp on Charizard. I haven't seen that before. But Snorlax, I've learned this. I've let Snorlax get burned before. It still hits extremely hard at +6 attack, even when it's burned. I'll just go for a Frustration into Charizard here, and I'm going to switch in Incineroar to intimidate the Aegislash in case it's trying to get me with Sacred Sword. Charizard protects. Aegislash, we'll find out soon what it does. Snorlax underspeeds Aegislash. Aegislash goes for Toxic into Incineroar. Alright, so I see what this team is about. Actually, Aegislash is faster than I realized, actually. It could King's Shield here. I actually think it might. I don't really care. I'll not go for knockoff into it anyway. I don't think Incineroar's attack stat is that important. It's Mega Charizard X. I probably should have known that when I saw the Will-O-Wisp. But honestly, this might be the first Mega Charizard X I've faced on the ladder. They're usually Y. I don't think it's the first one. My point is I could have Earthquaked. I'll do it now. And I thought about knocking off that slot to cover for a switch, but I thought they might just let the Charizard go down. Also, I've Earthquaked my own Incineroar. Maybe I want to just switch Cresselia in there. Ooh, Aegislash went for Substitute. So it's the last turn of Trick Room. I might want to Recycle to get Snorlax's berry back. I just hope that's not too passive. They'll probably play this turn passively to get out Trick Room anyway. I'm going to go back to Cresselia. They King's Shield. I don't know what the Melodic is going for. It didn't protect. But you see I get a whole bunch of recovery from that berry. Aegislash will be faster than Snorlax now. Honestly, it might be worth clicking my Shattered Psyche into Aegislash. I'm not using it on anything else. I'm not certain that Psychic KOs while it's in shield form. I'll Recycle again. Get the berry back, and I'm just gonna go for my Shattered Psyche and Aegis Slash. I'm not using my Z move for anything else in this game, I don't think. Scald, Snorlax is already burned. It just takes a little bit of chip. Aegis Slash is gone. Yeah, we get the berry back. I guess Charizard can threaten Snorlax now because I didn't set Trick Room back up. And here it is. I'm just gonna Earthquake and Trick Room. Charizard just protects, so let me have the Trick Room back up pretty much for free. Look at that recovery. Wolf Glick has talked about how broken those berries were in this gen when they healed 50%, and of course Snorlax with Snorlax having the Gluttony ability, it activates the berry at 50%, so it's like a citrus berry but twice as good, which I think is exactly what Wolf said. Snorlax is getting so much recovery. Now it knocks out Charizard. The Earthquake isn't just dropping Melodic because Snorlax is burned, but at +6 attack, it still does a lot. Recycle is such a good move on this Pokemon too because it's so tanky, and the recovery is so beneficial to it. That said, I think Akira just keep attacking. But hey, if I remove the Melodic, I think Gastrodon can just beat Tyranitar. That does so much damage. Melodic is gone. Yeah, see, now I'm not worried about preserving Snorlax. Snorlax doesn't take too much from that Rock Slide, so Snorlax can just win the game now. But I also had Gastrodon in the back. I guess I might as well Ice Beam. Snorlax is just so powerful in this format. Is one thing that I've learned from trying a bunch of different teams. I keep talking about the Mega Pokemon. They're the most attention-grabbing for a lot of reasons, but Snorlax might be my favorite VGC 2018 Mon. Charizard Venusaur stuff's a lot of fun too. That was my personal favorite team that I tried on stream, like I said, but there was another Mega Charizard Y team that I actually tried first. It's this one, with EVMZ Eevee using Extreme Evo Boost. Fun thing, I should probably let the lost stream go, but at one point, because the ladder's not super active for VGC 2018, I was getting a bunch of repeat opponents. And so I played someone with this team, and then a little bit later I played them with the other team with Charizard Y, Venusaur, Snorlax, the one I was just using. And I can't remember exactly what their message was in chat. I think it was a little bit more neutral than this, and I'm just kind of reading into it, in fairness to them. But it kind of came across like, finally, now you're using a real team. I think the message was just like, now a real team, or something. But that team got top 8 at a regional. This team also got top 8 at a regional. Jerry Myers, top 8 Salt Lake City regionals. This team looks very straightforward. I think it's not actually as straightforward as it looks, because I had a real mixed record with it on the ladder on stream. Basically, the one mode I identified for this team, I realize you can't see the bottom two Pokemon. The Tapu Fini has Moonblast, Muddy Water, Psych Up, and Protect. The Adrenaline Orb Greninja has Ice Beam, Hidden Power, Rock, Mat Block, and Taunt. I never figured out what the Greninja is for on this team. I have not figured that out yet. I don't think I brought it to a game. It's the piece that I just don't understand intuitively. The one mode that I figured out for this team was use Smeargle to give cover to Eevee to set up Extreme Evo Boost. That gives it a +2 boost to all its stats. Baton Pass out to Charizard, and then Charizard is massively powerful with the stats boosted, but also Metagross and Tapu Fini both have Psych Up, so they can copy the boosts on Charizard or on Eevee. So every game that I was playing with this team, I was bringing Smeargle, Eevee, Charizard, and then whichever of Metagross and Tapu Fini I thought was better in the matchup. Obviously, there are more ways to play this team than that. That's not the whole picture. It's just what I was able to figure out quickly. The Greninja is definitely here to do something. I just never figured out what. But, yeah, and like I said, it was a mixed track record. My first game with this team, I got the Baton Pass off to Charizard, and my opponent forfeited immediately, so that was pretty good. I think I had at least one other win, but I also had a couple of games where my opponent denied the Eevee setup or just clicked Haze after I pulled it off. I'll just play a couple. Maybe only 2 games with this team, maybe 3. But I mean, it's pretty straightforward in what I understand to do with it. Now, I don't know, I'm not used to thinking about Hidden Power. The Hidden Power ground is entered here, but it says that its Hidden Power type is Dark. I don't know what's going to happen if I get into a game without fixing that, so I'm going to fix it. Greninja also has hidden power. I don't know whether I need to do that. It's just been a long time since I've played with hidden power, so I don't really remember how Showdown handles it. Might have changed in the last several years anyway, for all I know. And hopefully it won't take too long to get an opponent here. Okay, Blaziken. Mega Blaziken, presumably. Tapu Fini, Bisharp, Zapdos, Landorus. Tsarina. Okay, this team wants to go fast. Probably, right? They probably have Tailwind. They definitely have Speed Boost. That could be hard to deal with. I'm just going to play this team the one way I know how. Eevee, Smeargle, Charizard. Honestly, maybe this is a Greninja game, but I don't really see it. Tapu Fini, I guess, because that's my best answer to their Blaziken. Not so good into Zapdos, but I actually don't have great Zapdos answers on this team. So yeah, maybe the Greninja with Ice Beam and Hidden Power Rock is supposed to be part of the picture there. Maybe not. Blaziken, Tsarina. I think I can just follow me and Extreme Evo Boost. Notably, this Smeargle doesn't have Protect. Or, sorry, doesn't have Fake Out. Notably, the Smeargle doesn't have Fake Out, which seems kind of interesting to me. It has, in fact, 2 different Protect adjacent moves. Wide Guard is very valuable. I found Wide Guard super helpful on stream, especially in front of like Hyper Voice Mega Salamence. King's Shield I found... King's Shield is still useful because you can... You kind of just have to protect around Fake Out pressure from an opponent, right? So I guess Smeargle just doesn't have room for Fake Out on this team. Spore was also very valuable when I got a Speed Boost from Moody, and I was just putting everything to sleep. I think that happened in that first game. Just Baton Pass here, and... Might as well just go for the boost immediately, right? Superpower into Charizard, they didn't know. Oh, the Zed move immediately into Fini? Okay, well, just need Charizard to sweep. Unfortunately, Eevee is now kind of useless when it comes back in. Also, my Smeargle got an accuracy boost from Moody at some point, so this must be a generation where Moody can still boost accuracy and evasiveness. The Blaziken is at -2 defense. I'm going to Heat Wave, and I'm going to Quick Attack Blaziken. Charizard and Blaziken are both at +2 speed, but Blaziken's also at -2 attack. So it's not... Can't really make the most of that boost. And Protects here. They both Protect. That makes sense. They kill a turn of Sun. I forgot about Queenly Majesty. Well, Eevee can't do anything anyway, right? Like, honestly, the best thing I can do with Eevee right now is use all of its moves so that I can actually click Last Resort. So let's Protect. So that Quick Attack was still probably the best thing I could do. Of course, Last Resort is really here because it's the base move for Extreme Evo Boost. There were Pokemon back in the day in some formats that would run like Quick Attack in Last Resort or Protect in Last Resort, just 2 moves. I don't know if this is a VGC thing, it's probably a singles thing. And that way they could get Last Resort online as quickly as possible. Of course, you can't really do this with this Eevee because you need Baton Pass, and you need Protect, realistically, to get the setup. And then I guess Quick Attack is just valuable enough. Anyway. I actually don't know... Since it became active, I think I have to use Baton Pass again before I can use Last Resort, because Eevee has not used Baton Pass in this instance of it being on the field. So I'll do that. We missed the Heat Wave into Blaziken, but we just one-shot the Zapdos. Oh, it has Rock Slide. Okay. I was gonna say I probably just lose to that, but... Charizard has a +2 defense. Hidden Power Ground. Blaziken might Protect to get its speed up, and then maybe I do lose to the Rock Slide, but anyway, Hidden Power Ground and Last Resort. They could miss the Rock Slide as well. Hidden Power Ground, Last Resort. They failed, they went for another Protect and they failed. What are the base speeds at play here? 145, max. Okay, yeah. I think this Charizard actually doesn't have speed investment. Yes, that's correct. Max HP, max special attack. Because I guess it's fast enough after the boosts. But they didn't know. I wouldn't have guessed either. So they probably... I don't think we saw the speed interaction before when they're both at +2. I think the Blaziken just protected and switched out earlier. So they thought they needed another speed boost to outspeed Charizard. I think if they just clicked Rock Slide there... I mean, I don't know their EV spread. I think if they just clicked Rock Slide there, they had a good chance of winning. Although I also don't know what the Last Resort from Eevee might have done to Blaziken. Although they also would have had a chance to flinch Eevee. But anyway, that's that team. I'll get another game with it. Nihilego, Raichu, Landorus, Salamence, Ferrothorn, Melodic. This seems tricky to remove, or tricky team to break through. If it's Hyper Voice spamming Salamence, Smeargle Wide Guard can give me just enough cover, maybe, although I might need my opponent to misplay if I just run back to the same mode again, and I do think I will. Because that's just that's just what drew my eye to this team. This Charizard does have Solar Beam, so Ferrothorn and Melodic are not much in terms of obstacles to it. Hidden Power Ground also can hit Nihilego. It's Salamence that's the main problem for Charizard, so I might want to bring Tapu Fini to deal with that. So I'll do Eevee, Smeargle, Charizard, Tapu Fini again. Maybe I need a Greninja actually, but I don't know. I'm just gonna play this team the way that I recognize. Oh yeah, I'm gonna Protect and King's Shield around the Fake Out here. It is Mega Salamence. Mega evolves immediately. I mean, of course it is, but it Mega evolves immediately. What does it go for? Double Edge. This is another physical one. Okay. See, we got an accuracy boost from Moody there. Not really useful here. In this position. If you're not familiar with King's Shield, it's kind of like burning Bulwark, but instead of burning them, it lowers their attack. So that's what happened to that Raichu there. Anyway, Extreme Evo boost and Follow Me. They switch Raichu out, so they can knock Smeargle down to its Sash here, but they actually can't KO it, which is nice. They don't attack at all. Okay, they're setting Tailwind and they're bringing in Landorus. They're looking for a Rock Slide into Charizard. With that in mind, I might be best off actually just Baton Passing directly out to Tapu Fini. It means Charizard doesn't get the boosts ever in this game, because Charizard doesn't have Psych Up, and of course I can only use the Z move once. But the way they've positioned it, Charizard, I think, just doesn't come in safely, so... yeah, I'll do that. I'll Baton Pass, Follow Me. Oh, or I could Wide Guard. If I think that Eevee takes a Double Edge. Wide Guard could get Charizard in, actually. But then they have Tailwind up, so they're still faster. I'll just Follow Me. They went for Earth Power. They missed Smeargle. Oh, I got an Evasiveness. Oh my god, I got an Evasiveness boost with Moody and I didn't even notice. And they missed both of their attacks into Smeargle. That's nuts. They're not going for Rock Slide. Do I go Charizard after all? Yeah. Alright, I guess I go Charizard. Because I still have Follow Me online. Hopefully it's Choice Landorus or something, and they can't just Rock Slide me now. I can Wide Guard actually to cover for that. They switch. They bring Nihilego in. Tailwind being up is still an issue with Nihilego here, but oh my god, they Hyper Voice with Salamence. It's mixed Salamence. I was just covering for Rock Slide. I didn't think they had Hyper Voice after they showed Double Edge. That was so... I don't know if lucky is the right word, but that paid off so well for me. Smeargle is still here with its Focus Sash still intact. I'm just going to Hidden Power Nihilego, I think. I don't have to. Tailwind's about to end. Heat Wave. Follow Me. I'll be faster than Nihilego after that. Double Edge. But Smeargle has boosted defense now. Nihilego goes for Z move. Continental Crush. That'll take out Smeargle. I don't think Z moves can miss. It's special attack boosting Nihilego, so it has no way to boost its speed as the Tailwind now ends. I'll go Tapu Fini. They can threaten that with Raichu. But I think that's okay. My opponent has been obviously very unlucky in this game. But that's how Smeargle games work sometimes. They go Landorus. Okay, Landorus is scary because if I focus on taking out Nihilego, Landorus can deal with Charizard. I'm going to focus on taking out Nihilego anyway. I think Tapu Fini can beat Landorus. I'm going to click Psych Up into Charizard. Nihilego drops. There's the Rock Slide. Charizard survives, of course, with the boosted defense. Actually took that way better than I anticipated, which is good because Tapu Fini flinches. But that bit of luck is too little too late for my opponent and they forfeit. I'm going to play until I lose with this team, which I think will not be far off. I'm a little bit surprised that I won 2 in a row just playing it like that. Obviously, I was lucky that game. But you can see how powerful the Eevee Baton Pass into Charizard is. A little bit nuts. Let's get another one. Gardevoir, Stakataka, Tapu Fini, Kartana, Zapdos, and Incineroar. This is a... I was going to say this is a Trick Room team. It is in part. But Kartana also runs Tailwind in this format. They do have the Tailwind option, potentially. They don't have to have it on their set, but could. Charizard is good into Gardevoir. Charizard is not good into Stakataka. Metagross, and Metagross is a bit more reasonable into Stakataka. Anyway, I know one way to play this team. I'll bring Metagross this time instead of Fini. They lead Fini Incineroar. They have Fake Out Pressure immediately, so they could set up with Calm Mind Fini. That would not be ideal. I can't Spore it because Misty Terrain is up, so I guess I'm just protecting King's Shield anyway. But yeah, if they take this opportunity to get some Calm Minds, that's pretty good by them. They actually just go straight for Dazzling Gleam. It could be Specs Fini, I don't know. Miracle gets a speed drop. Not amazing. Extreme Evo boost here for sure. I'm just thinking Wide Guard versus Follow Me. I think I go Follow Me because I think I don't want the Incineroar doing anything tricky into Eevee. But that does leave Eevee open to the Dazzling Gleam. Let's see what happens. Extreme Evo boost goes off first. These are not especially fast Pokemon on the other side, so Eevee will get that special defense boost into this Dazzling Gleam. Flare Blitz. Okay. Now I guess I go Metagross. Baton Pass to Charizard. If Tapu Fini is locked into Dazzling Gleam, then Charizard will take that nicely. Charizard also is not afraid of a Flare Blitz, and if Incineroar goes for knockoff into Charizard, I'll protect Metagross here. But if Incineroar goes for knockoff into Charizard, of course, with the Mega Stone, it can't be knocked off. I mean, it'll still take the attack, but it can't lose its item. And they got some chip on me, though. Here, I'm just going to Solar Beam Fini. And Psych Up. The Incineroar can do a lot of damage to Metagross, potentially. But I'm just going to take the easy KO where I see it here. Okay, we get the Psych Up before Incineroar moves. That's +2 defense Metagross. It still takes a ton from Sun Boosted Flare Blitz. Of course, I brought Metagross because I figured it was my most valuable Pokemon into Gardevoir and Stakataka. But obviously, Fini would have been more useful into Incineroar here. But I think Charizard can beat Incineroar, probably. Here's hoping. I can also Stomping Tantrum Incineroar now. I'll Heat Wave and Stomping Tantrum. Hopefully land my attacks. Miss Heat Wave into Incineroar, but Zapdos was the more important target for that because Stomping Tantrum picks up Incineroar. Perfect. What's their last? We don't find out, they forfeit. This is going way better than it did when I was spamming this last time. Like I said, I'm going to play until I lose with this team. And then honestly, I might... there are only 3 more teams after this, and I don't have to play them as extensively. We'll see what I do with the rest of this video. If I weren't doing that VGC Legends series almost every day, I could just split this into multiple 2018 videos. Maybe if I sit down and do the math on how many days are left through August, I can do that anyway, but I don't really want to interrupt that series too much when I was waiting for quite a while for a double restricted format to do it in the first place. Like, as soon as I started making content on this channel, I knew I wanted to do that, and I just waited for a double restricted format, so it's a bit unfortunate that VGC 2018 is up at the same time. Anyway, Charizard, Incineroar, Landorus, Feeny, Metagross, Zapdos. We're familiar with all of these Pokemon, right? Eevee, Smeargle, Charizard. I'm just spamming this until I lose a game. Eevee, Smeargle, Charizard, Feeny. They go Landorus, Charizard. That's very scary. They have a lot of possible spread damage into Eevee, but they also don't have to go for spread damage. But I'm gonna say that they do go for spread damage, so I'm going to Extreme Evo Boost and Wide Guard here. Okay, Charizard Y. Heat Wave. Earthquake, that's good. Heat Wave, perfect. The Wide Guard shuts down both of their attacks. And now I can Baton Pass out to my Charizard. Special defense boost on Smeargle, but defense drop. Bit of a mixed bag into these. Baton Pass. I'm just going to Spore the Charizard slot. I don't think they just sit here clicking their spread moves again. Maybe they do. But also, Charizard's immune to Earthquake. So, the Pokemon I care more about right now is not afraid of that. They do just keep spamming their spread moves. I could have just Wide Guarded again. But it doesn't really matter, because now I get Feeny in for free. It's probably for the best that Smeargle goes down there. I'll Mega Evolve, Heat Wave, Psych Up. They go to their Feeny. It could have Haze. I got by a Haze Feeny on stream, but look at how much damage that Heat Wave does. They have Tailwind, okay. But their Feeny's still going to be slower than Charizard. I'm just going to Heat Wave and Moonblast Feeny. Cover for a Haze. They forfeit. Okay. Like I said, I'm playing until I lose a game with this team, so let's get another one. I didn't think it would take this long to lose with this team. It didn't last time. That's for sure. But yeah, you can see if the opponent lets you get the setup. +2 everything Charizard just cooks whole teams sometimes. Never mind the +2 everything Feeny or Metagross that you can put next to it. There are some downsides, obviously. It's a little bit... I mean, I'm playing this team in a very one-dimensional way. It definitely has other layers to it that I haven't figured out. But I'm having fun just doing this. But also, if you go for the setup, that is a pretty one-dimensional game plan. You're stuck with Eevee in the back. It really doesn't do very much after the Baton Pass, so you really need Charizard and your other attacker to blast through everything. But as you can see, they're pretty good at it. I did get overwhelmed by that one Mega Aerodactyl team that just shut me down. And the reason I knew to watch out for Haze Feeny there was that on stream I got by Haze Feeny. Terracotta! I haven't run into Terracotta yet, have I? Whimsicott, Terrakion. Whimsicott clicks speed up to give Terrakion 4 justified boosts. I don't know if this is the team to handle that, because that is going to break through Charizard for sure. I probably need Metagross in this one. They also have Tapu Lele, Incineroar, Celesteela, and Melodic. Well, like I said, I'm just doing this until I lose a game. I'll bring Metagross. But yeah, Terrakion might be able to overwhelm this game plan. And I don't think no water attack Greninja is the answer to that. I wonder what is the answer to that on this team. Maybe some other Metagross game plan? Or Feeny? I don't know. Here are the... Oh, you know... Oh, wait, I have Follow Me. I can just redirect to beat up. Yeah. That's the answer right there. Well, it's an answer right there. They can't get the beat up into Terrakion. They can't get Tailwind, and they can still do big damage with Rock Slide. Or Sacred Sword. They could take out... Okay, they go for Rock Slide. I was going to say they could take out Smeargle here, and then I don't have that anymore. Okay, I actually have a problem here, which is... If they Tailwind and Rock Slide, Eevee is knocked out by that. Oh, no it isn't. It has boosted defenses now. I was going to Wide Guard. I might want to Wide Guard anyway, just so Eevee can't flinch. They could Tailwind and Sacred Sword Eevee, and then that would shut down my game plan, but... I don't think they're going to. So I'm going to Wide Guard just to cover for flinch. They actually protect Terrakion here. They do get their Tailwind. Am I going to Baton Pass to Charizard? It's still going to be slower than Terrakion, right? I think it just loses to Terrakion. Except I still have... No, I still have Smeargle on the field. Does Terrakion run Rock Slide and Stone Edge in this format? I suspect not if it's showing Protect. So I actually can Wide Guard and Solar Beam Terrakion, right? I think so. Alright, I've talked myself into Baton Passing to Charizard again. Oh my god, I have boosted evasiveness on... I have not been keeping track of my Moody Boost very well. I have evasiveness on Smeargle again. Wide Guard, Solar Beam Terrakion. Light Screen? Ooh, does it take the Solar Beam now? Well, it just lowered its own special defense. It does not take the Solar Beam. Alright, so there's that giant threat finally out of here. I can go Metagross now. They go Celesteela. Heat Wave. Oh, I think Celesteela gets Wide Guard, but honestly, what do they have? They could have Encore on Whimsicott. Probably not. So what do they have to punish Heat Wave? And Psych Up? Oh, it is Encore Whimsicott. They lock me into Solar Beam. They can also lock Metagross into Psych Up now. Celesteela is Leech Seed. That's annoying. It's annoying, but we saw the Whimsicott doesn't take the Solar Beam very well, so if they let me knock it out here, I'll protect Metagross. If I do get to KO Whimsicott here, then Metagross is not Encore locked, and Metagross is free to attack. I don't get the KO. That was a roll, right? Because it did... What did it do the first time? It did 51, and then it did 44. They can lock Metagross into Protect now. It's still better than being locked into Psych Up. Whimsicott's gone. Once Charizard's Encore wears off, there's not another one coming out. And Celesteela, the good news is Celesteela is... It is slowly but surely wearing Charizard down, as this Pokemon does, but it doesn't have big damage in Charizard. I can even afford to protect Charizard here, around the Fake Out. I am going to run out of Sun turns after that, so they successfully stalled those out, but... I don't think they beat Metagross from here. They're going to Leech Seed it, because I'm going to go Stomping Tantrum into Incineroar, but... I think that's okay. Oh, yeah, Metagross is still Encore locked, right? That's not great. That means they can get an attack into Metagross if they want with Incineroar. They knock off Charizard instead. Charizard will drop to the Leech Seed. Does that mean Celesteela can win this? I still need to get rid of Incineroar. And then I guess I just have to hope the Metagross hits hard enough to remove Celesteela. I thought the Whimsicott wouldn't have Encore because it had already shown Beat Up, Tailwind, and Light Screen. I thought it would probably have Moonblast. Or maybe Protect, but more likely Moonblast. But hey, I'm new to this format. I wasn't anticipating Whimsicott with no attacks except Beat Up. Yeah, I don't think that Iron Head is doing enough damage with the Leech Seed in place because they can Protect now. Oh well. If you play until you lose, eventually you lose, right? This is kind of inherently how that works. I mean, I could get a big Iron Head flinch. Maybe a crit. It's not over, but I'm definitely in a disadvantageous position. I got a flinch. They can still Protect, though. Right, I think? Honestly, Last Resort is doing not terrible damage, all things considered. I guess I just need... I don't think even a crit saves this, but maybe if I crit both. Yeah, I think if I'd crit both attacks there, I had them. But now they get a Leech Seed into Eevee, and that's just GG. I think. I'll play it out, I could be mistaken. Look at all that recovery on that Celesteela. And And all because I never got a Heat Wave into it before Charizard went down. Well, it's fine. They got me good. It happens. Right, and this is one way that playing this team in this way can go wrong. If you just don't have enough damage at some point. I'm also going to have to start skipping animations, which I hate doing. But for some reason on Showdown... Eevee went down. Eevee dropped there. I hate skipping animations on Showdown, but for some reason the timer runs while the animations are playing. It doesn't work like that on cartridge. Your time does not run while the animations are playing, but for some reason on Showdown it does work like that, as if Showdown wants you to skip the animations that they put into the game. It is one thing on Showdown that I really dislike on this otherwise wonderful site that I genuinely, I mean, I use a lot and enjoy the heck out of. I don't want to go too hard after Showdown here, but you can see if I hadn't started skipping animations, I would have timed out. Although the game the game was lost anyway. I'm pretty sure I have at some point lost a game. Maybe it might be in a video. Maybe not. But I've lost a game just because I wasn't skipping. Well, I don't know why I would want to skip. I enjoy watching it play out. But Showdown kind of forces you in some of these long games. Alright, that's enough grumbling about that. That was Charizard and Eevee. Super fun team. The other team that I was really enjoying, although I only played, I think, two or three games with this, because the ladder was really slowing down, but it was this Mega Manectric team here. I don't know exactly how it's supposed to play, but I was using Mega Manectric as a fast threat to put pressure on the opponent and create openings for Cresselia to set Trick Room for, here's our friend Snorlax once again. It is Psychium Z Cresselia with Snorlax again, this time enabled by Mega Manectric. Lurantis is here with Contrary, Superpower. Neat little matchup piece, I think. I haven't figured out all the matchups for it. And you can see there, this team actually has another Z move user in Calm Mind Tapu Fini, which is able to use Hydro Vortex off of Muddy Water. So you have to be a little bit more intentional about which Z move to click, right? Most teams only run one Z move and one Mega Pokemon because you have game plans built around that one thing. You want to make sure it's available. You don't want to dilute your game plans with more, but obviously if you've got top 8 in the Charlotte Regionals, you really know what you're doing, you're very intentional about it, you can have multiple Z move options. You just have to be alert to the fact that you can only click one in a game. So this is actually, yeah, I mean, I guess I like it in large part for the same reasons I like that first Charizard Y team, which is the duo of Cresselia and Snorlax. But I wanted to try Mega Manectric on stream. It's sort of quietly one of my favorite Mega designs. If you ask me what is my favorite Mega Pokemon design, I probably don't think to mention Manectric. But I do like it a lot. And it's kind of an overlooked Pokemon that was made a lot better by getting access to Mega Evolution. It gets Intimidate when it Mega Evolves. This one also has Snarl, so you have multiple ways to nerf damage, create openings for Snorlax and Tapu Fini to set up, for Cresselia to set Trick Room. Yeah, I definitely wanted to give Mega Manectric a go, and I still want to here. Hopefully this team isn't just... Hopefully this Mega Manectric isn't scaring off all the ladder opponents with its Intimidate ability. And that's not why I have trouble finding an opponent whenever I use it. I didn't think of that. Maybe Mega Manectric in the lead slot is intimidating the ladder, making it harder to get a game. But we got one here. Mega Gengar team with Incineroar, Tapu Fini, Artana, Landorus, Tyranitar. Not the easiest Snorlax matchup. But I do think I want to try to get Snorlax going. I'm going to lead Mega Manectric and Cresselia, like I was doing on stream. Mega Manectric, again, can threaten things with speed, intimidate, maybe Snarl. Create openings for Cresselia to set Trick Room for Snorlax, and then I probably want Incineroar to help deal with Gengar, Kartana, well, it can intimidate Tyranitar and Landorus. That's still valuable. Maybe I need Fini. Maybe I need Lurantis. Lurantis is slow. It plays well in Trick Room. It can underspeed Incineroar. It gets boosted instead of being weakened by Intimidate. It can hit it with Superpower. It can Superpower Tyranitar. I'm convinced. I'll bring Lurantis. They also have another Intimidate from Landorus, so Lurantis has multiple chances to get boosted by the opponent here. Incineroar, I protect on Manectric. I don't have it on Cresselia. I'm just going to protect Manectric and click Trick Room. They went Fake Out into Manectric. They went Calm Mind with Feeny. That's not great for me. I'll just Volt Switch. I might as well Mega Evolve. I'm not saving that for anything else. I'll just Volt Switch Feeny. Honestly, I'm down to Helping Hand too. Just get maximum damage into Feeny and get Incineroar, or not Incineroar, Snorlax onto the field. Incineroar, Intimidated. Okay, they crit Manectric with a Moonblast. I don't know if the crit mattered. Manectric does not get the Volt Switch off, but the real point there was to get Snorlax in, get a Belly Drum. I think that Incineroar might want to switch out here. So I could Psychic that slot, or I could just hard switch to Lurantis. I think I'll just do that. Get both of my Trick Room attackers on the field. Save Cresselia in the back to set Trick Room back up, or give a Helping Hand to something. Or just sit next to Snorlax while I click Earthquake. I might even want to Earthquake now. But I think I can just Frustration Feeny and Superpower Incineroar here. Nope, they switch out to Gengar. Not a great superpower. The good news is Gengar's not Mega Evolved yet, so I can switch Lurantis out to Cresselia and Earthquake here. They might protect Gengar to get through the last turn of Trick Room. They go for the double protect with Feeny. They do protect Gengar. Feeny survives. The +6 Earthquake. Pretty good work there by that Feeny. I'm going to click Recycle with Snorlax, try to get my berry back if I can, and I'm going to click Trick Room with Cresselia. They might have Taunt on Gengar, but if they do, I'm just in trouble then. They Sludge Bomb Snorlax. That did a lot. Snorlax drops. Okay, probably not winning this one. But you know what? It's not over yet. I'll Leaf Blade Tapu Fini. If they switch to Incineroar, they give me a boost, and I'm just going to click Shattered Psyche into Gengar. That's another thing that it's useful for besides Komodo. It's getting rid of Mega Gengar in a hurry. They protect. But, of course, the Z move still does damage through the Protect. It is weakened. It's like a max move through Protect, but you can see it still does a fair bit to that Gengar. And now that it's protected, it's not free to just protect again immediately, and I can Psychic it. Feeny takes the Leaf Blade. Gengar does not take the Psychic, though. Feeny Moonblasts Lurantis. It crits. Not what I love to see, but at least I have one of the Super Berries. Incineroar is probably going to Fake Out Lurantis. I'll protect that and Psychic Feeny. Yep. Feeny's gone. Clawing back into this, Kartana is a massive threat, though. I think Kartana protects this turn to get out of Trick Room, so I'm going to just Helping Hand Superpower Incineroar. I'm wrong. Kartana doesn't protect. Get a defense boost on Lurantis, but they go straight for Bloom Doom. But Lurantis is a grass type, takes that just fine. But Lurantis is pretty significantly weakened now. I'm going to Superpower Kartana and Trick Room. I think that's all I can do here. We drop the Sacred Sword, of course, ignoring the defense boost. They get a Beast boost. I do get Trick Room up. I'm going to Ice Beam Kartana. I have a chance to freeze it. It also has low special defense. They detect through one turn of Trick Room. Ice Beam does 60. Leaf Blade does not enough. They can win with a double protect, but I think that's what they need here. Obviously, they get the first one. That's guaranteed. They don't get the second one. Alright, rough game, but Lurantis and Cresselia were able to pull it back. I've talked up Snorlax a bunch, but Cresselia is also so good in this format, and of course they work very well together. Do a couple more with Manectric. Oh, here's that Mega Aerodactyl team, and this is the exact one. It must be a known team, because I don't think this is the same opponent. Maybe it is. I'm playing at a very different time of day. But I didn't see Mega Aerodactyl anywhere in the sample teams, so this one must have come from somewhere else. This team just overwhelmed and swept me last time I played it, so don't be surprised if that's what happens here. But at least with Mega Manectric, I can Intimidate Aerodactyl and threaten it with Volt Switch. Probably take a hit from Circuitry. Probably outspeed Porygon too. I'll do the Manectric Cresselia lead again. I'll bring Snorlax. Getting Trick Room up against this team would be very valuable, I think. And I'll bring Feeny this time to threaten... Does that make sense? Maybe Lurantis is better with their Gastrodon and whatnot. I'll bring Lurantis. Feeney's better into Aerodactyl, but they certainly have some ways to threaten it. But I mean, that's Pokemon. Feeney might be better here. I'm gonna bring Lurantis. We'll see how it goes. Okay, Aerodactyl circuitry. Get Intimidate into Aerodactyl right away. Circuitry gets Tail Glow, right? So I don't know that Snarl is all that valuable into it. Let's just Volt Switch into Aerodactyl instead. Trick Room. The only awkward thing about that is that... oh, they have Sky Drop. I was going to say if Manectric gets off the field quickly, then whatever comes in risks taking a hit, but I guess that's not going to be an issue here. Oh, and because I Trick Roomed, Manectric is going to go before Aerodactyl, right? So I don't get my move off either turn. I am not used to playing against Sky Drop, that's for sure. I'm just going to Shattered Psyche this circuitry. Let's get it out of here. +3 is scary stuff. And I don't think I need the Shattered Psyche for anything else this game. Okay, well, it doesn't get knocked out. I guess Shattered Psyche is much stronger if the target is weak to it. Which is fair enough. I'm wrong? No, I'm not wrong. Manectric doesn't get to move here. Maybe I should overheat circuitry to make sure I knock it out. Let's just Volt Switch into Aerodactyl. Let's just Psychic Circuitry again. I can knock out circuitry with Snorlax or Lurantis if I need to now. Get through Trick Room. Could have gotten somebody in for free there, but oh well. They know I want to Volt Switch their Aerodactyl. They could go Bulu or Gastrodon if they want. I guess I'll Ice Beam that slot. Go Incineroar, okay. And then they just take 2 KOs with Dazzling Gleam. And they do all that on the second last turn of Trick Room. So yeah, that's twice now that I've played this team, and I just got swept, I think. That circuitry is an absolute menace. It's a +5 special attack already. Because it got that Tail Glow and then a couple of easy Beast Boosts. I'm going for Belly Drum. I think they protect through the Trick Room anyway. Because why wouldn't they? They can just win with circuitry after that. This team doesn't look like anything I've seen in the samples, but yeah, it's a nightmare. I've not beaten it yet. This is just my second attempt, but I don't remember exactly how the first time went. I don't think the circuitry featured as prominently, but very similar vibe at least to last time. Don't even get the KO on Incineroar there. Yeah, Snorlax just drops to +5 Thunderbolt. GG. Get one more with this team. If that Mega Aerodactyl team is out there somewhere, that could be a fun one to try. Because it sure looks strong. Feeney might be good into this team. Probably is. I don't think I need Lurantis into this team. I could do something similar, but bring Feeney instead of Lurantis. I could bring Incineroar or Intimidate into stuff. I'm just going to do this. I'm sure there are other modes that I could be trying to figure out with this team, but I'm just going to do this. Alright, Manectric and Cresselia against Landorus and Metagross. Not what I love to see. Do you think I won't just overheat this Metagross immediately? Oh, well I guess I won't because it protects. Okay, well. Bulldoze Manectric, that might actually be good for me in Trick Room. I'll go for the overheat again. I don't think I'll actually get to pull it off, but I'm losing Manectric too quickly in all these games. I don't think I was doing that last time, although I only played a handful of games last time. Yeah, I went for Ice Beam into Landorus. They switched it out. That's fine. Manectric takes an Iron Head that they went for some reason. Doesn't quite get the KO into Metagross. I'll Volt Switch Feeny if they let me. And I'll Ice Beam Metagross. They can just protect, stall some Trick Room, but they're not getting damage into Cresselia so far. They do protect. Guess I could have gone Shattered Psyche into Feeny. I'm a little bit afraid of the Calm Mind setup. I get some Chip, and I get Snorlax in. And even though Trick Room's almost over, I'll Belly Drum anyway. I can always recycle and play a little bit more slowly with Snorlax. Go for the Ice Beam into Metagross again, so Metagross can't threaten Snorlax. Snorlax is so very bulky and powerful in this format. I was thinking earlier, it's kind of a shame that Snorlax doesn't run its signature Z move. It's such a fun one. Pulverizing Pancake, but I mean, these super recovery berries are just so broken on Snorlax. It's not really a mystery why it doesn't run a Z Crystal instead. Let's try to get Feeny out of here. They'll probably protect it, right? But they'll probably protect Zapdos too. Right? Surely. Protect Feeny. It protects it. Yeah, okay. Alright, I guess I should have clicked Recycle that turn, actually. I forgot to do that. Now, I think I'm better off just attacking, though. But I should have clicked Recycle. Played Snorlax a little more slowly, like I said. I should just there have been punished for not doing that, but instead they missed their Muddy Water into Snorlax. Had some good luck this video for sure. And they've used up their Z move, so at least into Zapdos I can still click Recycle pretty safely, I think. Yeah, opponents not thrilled about that miss in chat, and I don't blame them. That's a really unfortunate one, and they forfeit. That's the other neat thing about Snorlax, I guess, is it's very easy to kill some Trick Room turns with Protect, but Snorlax can kind of punish that by clicking Recycle, getting its berry back online, getting a ton of recovery available if you play passively in front of it. I think you know I was thrilled to use Mega Gengar because Gengar is my favorite Pokemon overall. I really enjoy the Mega Charizard Y and Venusaur stuff. I think Snorlax is proving to be my single favorite Pokemon to use in this format. It's so good. This video has run longer than I anticipated. There's still a couple more teams, but honestly, they're the ones that I didn't figure out as well. And didn't... yeah. I think I've gone through the teams that were my favorites already. So I'm just going to get like one more game with each of these teams. First was this Mega Charizard X team by Jamie Boyd. So, kind of figures that a Jamie Boyd team's a little hard to figure out. He does have a team report here, but it's a video, and I think it's more than an hour long. So I didn't watch it. I wasn't going to watch it on stream. Okay, I'm not going to sit through an ad to find out how long it is, but I didn't watch it on stream, and I didn't make time to watch it before. So I just went in blind. Dragon is Charizard X. Z move Tapu Koko. Equally powerful physical or special Z move. Obviously I was drawn to this one because it has Superior. Suicune is really cool on this team because you get Tailwind from it and also damage mitigation with Scald and Snarl. But yeah, this team was definitely a bit harder to figure out on a basic level than some of the others I tried. I'll get like one game with this, unless I'm especially motivated to get another one. Then I'll get like one game with the Mega Kangaskhan team that I tried. But The Charizard teams were my favorites for sure on stream, and then the Manectric one was also fun. Gardevoir, Landorus, or sorry, this is a Charizard team. The Charizard Y teams: Gardevoir, Manectric, not Manectric, Landorus, Zapdos, Incineroar, Melodic, Cortana. Say Superior Goat. I agree, obviously. Obviously, gotta get the Superior team into this. I guess if I'm only potentially playing one game, I should probably bring Superior to it. I never figured out what Swagger is for on the Superior. Somebody let me know if you can. I don't see a way to boost a teammate with it because there's no Misty Terrain on this team, or to deny the confusion, or Person Berry to turn off the confusion. So it feels like Swagger must be intended to be disruptive into the opponent somehow. Oh, wait, I just figured it out now. It's the Foul Play Persian. I never figured that out on stream, but I just got it now. Superior is 1 point faster than Persian. You click Swagger into the target and then get double damage with Foul Play because Foul Play uses the target's attack stat. I was just saying here, I never figured out on stream what that's for, and on the spot figured it out. That's nice for me, I guess. I kind of want to just throw Charizard at them, but they do have that Landorus. I guess I'll throw Persian and Superior at them, honestly. Let's try that. And bring Charizard. I could bring Suicune. I could bring Tapu Koko. Honestly, Celesteela would be valuable. I'll bring Tapu Koko. Celesteela would be valuable if I were also bringing Tapu Koko to activate the Electric Seed, but I'm not doing that. Okay, now that I understand, now that I finally figured out Fake Out Incineroar with my faster Fake Out, might as well go for a Leaf Storm boost. Now that I've finally figured out the Swagger synergy, the Persian makes a lot more sense to me on this team than it did before. Guess that kind of goes without saying. It's at Tailwind. I didn't bring my Tailwind. Probably should have. I have Icy Wind though. It's an Incineroar. How fast is it gonna go? Ooh, Zed move. What is it? Gigavolt Havoc into Persian. Okay, I don't get my Icy Wind. This position is pretty free for Charizard X, I think. They can switch the Incineroar out and Intimidate. They can have the Landorus in the back, but I'll go Dragon Dance here. I'm not getting the Swagger Foul Play stuff this game. But that's okay. I'll leave Superior in because I might catch something on the switch with Leaf Storm, or alternatively, I just don't want to throw Koko away into Tailwind speed boosted Flare Blitz. Yeah, so Incineroar goes down instead. I get a Dragon Dance. I get Koko. I'll go for another Dragon Dance and I'll protect Koko to get out of Tailwind. I have my own Gigavolt Havoc available now. Yeah, some parts of this team make a lot more sense now that I'm looking at it, I guess, with fresh eyes after my initial time using it, but Jamie Boyd teams can be hard to figure out in this one. Probably not his hardest to figure out, but giving me a little bit of trouble. They get an Intimidate drop into Charizard, that's not great. I get to +2 speed, +1 attack here, and I think I'm down to just Flare Blitz Landorus and Gigavolt Havoc Zapdos. I don't know which Gigavolt Havoc is better here. I'll just go for the... my instinct is saying Zapdos might want Physical Bulk, so I'll go for the special one. They switch to Incineroar. They get an Intimidate, so I'm glad I went for the special Zed move. That was another good reason to do that. I didn't think of it, but we still take those. That denies them another Tailwind. They go Gardevoir. They'll probably Fake Out, so I'll protect Koko at least. My Electric Terrain turns are ticking down though. They faked out Charizard. Probably should have seen that one coming. And the Trick Room. So now my speed boosts are bad for me. And if I keep clicking Flare Blitz, I'm throwing my Charizard away pretty quickly. I actually think I might want to Dragon Dance here, because they can get another Intimidate into Charizard. And, I mean, +2 speed, +3 speed doesn't really make much difference here. I'm not really punished for boosting speed. Incineroar knocks itself out, but Gardevoir goes for Hyper Voice, so Tapu Koko will not get the... Yeah, okay, that Gardevoir just hits too hard. But if I Flare Blitz it there, Charizard is knocked out and I still lose. I'll click it here. Yeah, this team is definitely not the easiest to use. But I wanted to try a Charizard X team, and the Superior caught my eye. Let's find the Mega Kangaskhan team that I used on stream. Let's see what I can do with that. And then I didn't get to some of these other Megas because the ladder was kind of dead, so I decided to just pick it back up later. I believe I used the... Which one was it? Was it the Paul Chua team? I think so. This looks familiar. Scarf Landorus, Substitute Heatran. Right, yeah. This one is Toxic Cresselia. It's Calm Mind Feeny, and it's Zed, Grass, Tailwind, Sacred Sword, Kartana. Right, this one has Toxic Cresselia, which looked a little bit odd to me at first, but it actually makes a lot of sense, I think. And it did help me wear down some threats when I was laddering with this. But because Kangaskhan has a very strong Fake Out with the Parental Bond, get some chip damage and stop something from moving one turn. Landorus can get flinches with the Rock Slide, especially with the Choice Scarf, helping it go fast. Heatran has Substitute, making it harder to remove, and the Shuka Berry. All of those things can, have some synergy with Toxic on the Cresselia to get some damage over time on opponents. So you can land Toxic into a bulky Pokemon. I did a couple times, and it's very helpful to removing them when you have all those different ways to drag the game out a little bit. Again, the Fake Out Kangaskhan, the Rock Slide Landorus, and the Substitute Heatran. All benefiting there. Obviously, Toxic is not useful into most things if you bring in Feeny and set up the Misty Terrain, but it's still valuable in some situations. Get at least one game with this team and we'll call it there. Take a little bit of time, but that's okay. Hopefully this doesn't take too terribly long on what I think is probably the last game of the video. That wouldn't be ideal. But I guess it happens on a past gen spotlight side ladder like this. I do kind of wish this ladder were more active, because I find it super fun to go back in time to an era of Pokemon that I haven't played in a while, and in VGC terms, a format that I've never played before, but that is part of the game's history. But I guess I can't be shocked that these ladders are not the most active. I'm glad that I am consistently getting games at least. This person has 3 fairy types. If I had a Komodo, I'd be unhappy. Oh my god, they have so many support pieces around, I assume. I was gonna say Mega Salamence, but they have Gardevoir. Well, they're supporting the heck out of something here. Could be Dragon Dance Salamence, could be Combine Gardevoir, could be both, depending on the matchup. I think Heatran is strong into those, probably. Heatran goes crazy into this team, barring like Earthquake and Earth Power and maybe Hidden Power Ground. Heatran goes crazy into a lot of this team. I think Landorus might be a worthwhile lead. Kangaskhan might be a worthwhile lead. Kartana, place for it probably. Feeny's good here. Let's do Heatran, Feeny. That can deny Spore from Smeargle with the Misty Terrain. I can potentially set up Substitute, I can potentially set up Calm Mind, and I'll bring Kangaskhan and Landorus in the back. Smeargle, Gardevoir lead, okay. I'll go for a Substitute. And a Calm Mind. They might have Fake Out on Smeargle. But at least they can't spore me. Mega Gardevoir, fake out heat into Heatran. They Calm Mind, I Calm Mind. Might turn into a game of who crits. I hope not. It's Moody Smeargle too, of course. I need to be trying to remove that. I probably should make an effort to remove the Smeargle before it gets too out of hand. Follow me. They Calm Mind Gardevoir. The problem is now Feeny is a boost behind Gardevoir, but I think removing the Smeargle is worth it. Missed. Okay. It's alright. I can go for it again, and I can go for a Calm Mind now on Feeny again. I am one Calm Mind behind Gardevoir. But I don't want to let the Smeargle just accumulate Moody boosts for ages. Smeargle's gone. Clefairy is in. I hope it doesn't have Sing, because I'm going to run out of Misty Terrain turns soonish. I'm going to substitute. Calm Mind. They started clicking Hyper Voice, they crit Feeny immediately. Well, if it's well, the game of who crits didn't take very long to be resolved. I'll go Landorus here because I can Scarf Rock Slide and maybe get some flinches and make up for that crit. And just Heat Wave. Just to go for spread damage into Gardevoir. But unless I crit it back... oh, well, a flinch is a good start. Unless I crit it back, I'm probably in trouble here. We missed that Rock Slide. Landorus drops to Hyper Voice. Heatran's almost done. Of course, Hyper Voice going through Substitute because it's a sound move. We did get rid of Clefairy. What's their last? Is it Klefki? It's Heatran. Okay, so the good news is Kangaskhan is massively threatening to Gardevoir now. And my Heatran being behind a Substitute, their Heatran can't KO it immediately, so I might actually still win this. I'm just going to fake out Gardevoir this turn. It protects. Not really shocking, but I'm going to Earth Power their Heatran. They Earth Power mine, but it just goes into the Substitute. Earth Power knocks out theirs. Kangaskhan should win from here. I got worried when Feeny got crit, but looks like we're fine. Return closes it out. I think that's enough for now. This is a longer video than I anticipated, but I really enjoy this format. I think it's a lot of fun. It's of course it's very memorable VGC history for some players, including the players who made a bunch of these teams. This is a Paul Chua team. We saw Jamie Boyd earlier, some others, but for me, it's it's familiar because, of course, I played Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but it's brand new because I didn't play VGC in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I'm having a great time going back to this format, and I don't think I'm done yet. There are some other restricteds that I didn't get to on stream. I have now clicked the button on Twitch that will save my VODs, so I might be streaming right now when this goes up. That's sort of vaguely my intention. If not, then probably at some point same day, and that VOD will be available. Unless I've messed up my settings some other way. I still have some other megas I haven't tried yet. There are even a few down here that don't get their own categories, but yet there is some team with them. I'm very curious about Mega Latios, Mega Blaziken. Oh, this is the Mega Blaziken team that my opponent earlier had. Makes sense. Anyway, but I would say probably my favorite VGC 2018 team that I've tried so far. It might be, this Mega Gengar one with Hex Meowstic is a lot of fun. That's a strong contender. I'd say it's either that. Did I say Hex Meowstic? The one with Hex on Gengar and the Meowstic. This one right here is a contender for my favorite VGC 2018 team that I've tried so far, or otherwise it's the first team from this video. The Alex Collins, Charizard Y, Venusaur, Snorlax, Cresselia stuff. I think Snorlax is pretty well established at this point. It's my favorite Pokemon to use in this format, like I said. But anyway, that's enough of this for now. But I do still have some more Mega Pokemon to try out. So, not done with this format just yet. More to come before this ladder goes away at the end of the month.